All right, if anything doesn't feel right, if anything doesn't feel right for you, please just take rest, child's pose, or just hang out on the floor. Um, and yeah, enjoy. So we'll come to our mats. We're actually going to start standing. We'll make our way all the way onto the floor. So to begin with, we'll have our feet a little bit wider than hip width distance. Just a little bend through the knees. We'll sweep the arms up and over. Take a big breath in here. And then exhale. Start to dive down. Peel the head and the shoulders. Let everything be nice and heavy. Once you come down to the bottom, give the head and the neck a little bit of a shake. A little bit of release through the shoulders there. And then you're going to roll on up in your own time. Take it as slow as you need. As you come all the way up, hands will float, and then exhale, come on down. Noticing any aches or pains, any sort of niggles going on throughout the body. I just want you to bring your attention to those. And coming all the way up. Sweep the arms up and over. Fill up the lungs. And exhale. Finding some heaviness through the body. And then coming all the way back up, rolling on up. And we'll just do one more. Sweep those arms up and over. And exhale down. Keep that going. I'm just going to grab a hold of my watch so I can keep track of the time. And then you're going to come all the way up, stacking bone on bone. Reach your arms out in front of you and then start to peel the chest open. There's a little rotation through the spine here. On an exhale, you'll bring those arms back. Take it to the other side. Big opening through the chest there. Just notice any limitations or restrictions. We'll do 2 more on each side. Keeping the shoulders and wrists in a nice straight line. Exhale, bring that on back. Let's do one more. Exhale. Last one. And making your way all the way down. Peel the head and the shoulders, come all the way down, bend your knees, and we'll cross the legs over, come to a seated position. So if cross-legged doesn't feel great, you can always stick the legs out long, or you can sit on a pillow. So if you've got crossed legs, just bring your hands on top of your knees or your thighs. And we're going to shift the body forward. So we're going to lean forwards and then take it to the side and then swivel back around to the other side. So we're drawing a big circle here. I want you to feel the shift through the sit bones. Noticing any tightness through the lower back, maybe even through the rib cage here. Nice long breaths in through the nose and out through the nose if that feels good for you. Otherwise, just stick with out through the mouth. Let's reverse it back the other way. So nice big circles through the body here. And so the breathing pattern isn't really important as long as you are sticking to one or the other. As long as you're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, or in and out through the nose. Staying focused with the breath. Let's just do one more. I've got some clicks and some pops from here. And then finding a nice neutral spine. You might want to just close down the eyes too and just feel into the body, noticing where you're carrying all of your weight. It might be back, it might be forwards, or you might just naturally have that nice middle spot there. Roll the shoulders back and down, grow tall just an inch. And then we'll place our right hand over to the side, walk it out a couple of inches. Reach up to the sky, press that opposite sit bone down. So really grounding through the sit bones. And here we're lifting up and over. So slide that top shoulder away from the ear. If it's getting a little too necky, just take eye gaze down to the floor. Take a big breath in, fill up those lungs. Feel the sides of the body really stretching and opening. And then top hand will come down, reaching towards the hip. So allow the head just to hang here. Reach long through the fingertips. You'll feel for that nice opening, that nice stretch through the neck there. Slowly make your way back up, nice long spine, and then take it across the body for a twist. So we'll inhale, grow tall through the spine, and then exhale, twist a little deeper. So we're creating this twist from the center of our body, not from the neck or the shoulders. Rotating back through center, reach your hands forwards and just feel for a hinging from the spine. So rather than rounding, it's almost like you're pitching forwards. Either taking elbows down or maybe they're lifted, whatever feels better for you. But keep pressing your sit bones down to the ground. Little drop of the chin, and you'll start to feel that work its way all the way up through the neck there. This one can be quite intense if you're tight through the hips, through the lower back as well. So just take some nice long breaths in, slow breaths out. Use your hands and press yourself all the way up to a seated position, and then cross the legs over. So swap them to the side that feels less natural. We'll come up and over, reach it nice and long for our mermaid stretch. Now I've got my elbow on the mat, but for some that might not work for you. So just whatever feels like you can create more length and space through the body. Reach long through those top fingertips. And then top hand will start to reach down, reach it away, maybe drop the head a little lower. Making your way up, we'll take it up and over for our twist. So pressing into that knee, sit up nice and tall. Front of the chest, collarbones, all of this feels, we want to feel open and quite light through the chest, so not closing off or rounding off. Swiveling back through center, same thing here, just to finish off this little sequence. Walk the palms, walk the fingertips down, maybe releasing the head all the way down. Just noticing the difference between both sides as well. With each breath out, you might find the body opens and softens a little bit more. Making your way all the way up. Reach your arms out nice and wide. Take a breath in here. And then exhale, bring the hands closed. Interlace the hands. As you inhale, send it up to the sky, open through the chest. And then exhale, take it wide. Inhale, open here. Exhale, close it shut. Interlace the hands. Inhale, reach fingers up to the sky. And then exhale, send it wide. We'll do one more here. Inhale, open. And exhale. Release that down. We'll take our legs out nice and wide here. Flexing the feet. So dig the heels into the mat as much as you can. Toes up to the ceiling, kneecaps up to the ceiling. We'll sit up nice and tall. Now, if you feel like you are sort of dumping back and rounding back, please use your fingertips, wiggle forwards a little bit. Maybe use a wall behind you as well. That can be quite handy. So as you breathe in, sit up nice and tall. And then exhale, we're going to swivel towards our right foot. We're going to reach towards the foot. See if you can grab a hold of a toe or maybe the outside of the foot. And if you can't, it's totally fine. I want you to focus more on the breath. Roll those shoulders away from your ears if they're creeping up. Maybe dropping the head down. And then rolling up through the spine. Take those arms wide. Take a breath in. Exhale, swivel. And then we'll fold. Notice here if that opposite hip wants to lift up, press it back down. Keep flexing through the feet here. And that's just to continue stretching at the back of the legs, opening through the hamstrings, and then rolling on up. So this next one's going to be a little bit more dynamic. So we'll exhale as we swivel. Now reaching for the toe, reach, reach, reach. Now send your back hand to the back wall there. So we're more in a flat spine rather than rounded. Inhale, take it right up. Exhale, take it to the other side. Reach, reach, reach. Send both arms long and away from each other. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, maybe coming a little bit closer to that toe. Let's do a couple more here. Inhale, exhale, reach. Last one on each side. And last one over here. Beautiful. Coming all the way up. Cross your legs over. We will roll over onto the hands and the knees. Stacking wrists directly under the shoulders. Knees are stacked under the hips. Little lift of the belly here. So this is our neutral spine. And then I just want you to play around with cat-cow. So taking it really from one extreme to the other. Just move through these shapes. And if you're called to take any other shape, maybe getting into the sides, maybe there's a child's pose, even a downward facing dog, anything like that, just move intuitively. Let's just allow 2 more breaths here just to play. Once you've finished your exhale, we'll bring the toes to touch. Knees are a little bit wider and then come into your child's pose. Allow the head just to be heavy on the mat. Take your arms a little bit wider this evening, so maybe more of a Y shape. This is quite gentle on the shoulders here. Send your breath deep And to the back of the body here, I want you to really bring your attention to the back of the rib cage. See if you can fill up the entire back body. And then exhale, just let that all go. And we'll walk our hands over to one side. Reach them nice and long. Keep sitting your hips back. If you want a little bit more in this stretch, you can maybe stack the hands. And then coming back through center, straight over to the other side. Again, filling up the lungs, feeling the sides of the body really expand here. And then when you're ready, just coming back onto the mat, bring yourself up and over. So we're restacking through the wrists. And we'll take one leg out nice and long. We're going to flex the foot to begin with, keeping the hips nice and even, so no opening or dropping as much as you can. We're just going to lift the leg, flex the foot, and then as you bring it down, point. So I want you to imagine your foot is like a paintbrush. You're pointing and then flexing it down. So we don't really pay a lot of attention to our ankles and our wrists when we're doing classes like this. But it is just nice to really focus on it just for a few moments. Notice if there's any crunching or clicking or anything like that. Especially during this time of year, we tend to be prone to a lot of cracking and popping and dryness throughout the body. Let's do one more here. And then we'll take the leg up to the sky and then tiger curl, knee to nose round through the spine. Two more like that. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, round everything, draw it inwards. Last one. Empty out the breath. And then pop that down. Take it straight to the other side. Flex that foot. Square the hips. Paint the back wall with your paintbrush / foot. Sync your breath as well. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. We'll do 3 more here. The last one. Send it up to the sky, let the belly hang, drop a little bit, and then exhale, bring everything in. 2 more, use your breath. Exhale. Beautiful. Pop that down, glue your inner thighs together, reach your arms back, and then just allow the crown of the head to touch the mat here. So you're curling yourself up into a little ball. You're here for 3 full breaths. Belly is nice and soft on the thighs. When you're ready, slowly unravel, roll yourself all the way up and make your way onto your front. We'll slide onto our belly. And then from here, take your arms out into a goalpost shape. I've got both my arms are here. And then just drop the head, so nice long spine here. Feel for your shoulder blades plugging back and in to their sockets. And then from here, press through the hands, lift the head, the chest We'll lift very, very softly. So try not to crank up too high. And then soften, lower everything to the ground. Again, little check-ins through the shoulders, plug them back and down. Little lift, head and chest. Press your pubic bone firmly into the mat. That's just to really keep it safe on the lower back. Keep this going. Inhale, rise. And then exhale, lower. If it feels good for you and your spine, maybe come up a little bit higher. Last two. Last one. Coming all the way down. So from here, what you're going to do is just press yourself up into a Sphinx position. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a hold of my elbows. So grabbing a hold with opposite hands. Slide one hand through. So elbows will be like this. And then I'm reaching both hands across the mat. So this is my right hand and it's coming over to the left. Now, please, because it is a little bit strong through the shoulders here, I want you to try and keep your shoulders, the tops of your shoulders and your elbows, which meet in the middle, roughly in the same line. So it's not really going to work if your elbows are too far forward and if they're too far back. So you want to try and keep everything stacked. And for you, it might mean that you don't come all the way down, or if you're quite open through the shoulders, you might be able to walk your hands off the mat. Flip the palms up and then just let the head hang. So you should be feeling this through the shoulder blades and maybe through the front of the shoulder as well. Send your breath deep into the back of the ribs here, between the shoulder blades. And then just notice if your legs or your glutes wanting to clench. I just caught myself doing that. And then to get out of this, please take it very gentle. Just slowly wiggle arms back. So from here, what we're going to do is cross the other arm over this time. So whichever arm was in front, swap it over, and then same thing. So I know that in some classes, some teachers will only do one side, but it really makes a difference doing both sides. I want you to notice if you can feel any differences here. Allowing the head just to hang here. If it is a lot on the neck, you can always place a block just underneath the forehead. We're just here for 2 more breaths. And from here, again, being very mindful of how you come out of this. Allow the body just to rest. Take your arms down by your side, turning one cheek to the side there. Just allowing the arms to settle, the shoulders, just to do their thing there. So from here, we're going to make our way onto our mat, onto our backs, sorry. So best way to do this is to slide one arm underneath, and then you're going to roll onto your backs. If you've got your strap close by, or you've got your yoga strap or anything like that, grab a hold of it now, please. We'll take right leg up to the sky, hook it in your strap, And then option to keep that other leg either bent or straight. As long as your hip bones have a little peek down, everything's nice and square, we're not all crooked. So grab a hold nice and firmly, pull the foot inwards. Now, if you're really tight and you're feeling it in the back of the legs, please just keep a gentle bend there. You can play around with movement as well. So I enjoy static stretches, but as well as incorporating a little bit of movement, a little bit of flow, as well as incorporating the breath. The breath is always, always included. So a few options to play around with. If you want to add that little bend and stretch, you just want to hold it there. Totally up to you. Elbows are wide. Try let the shoulders just to relax here. So from here, what we'll do is we'll take this leg across the body. Hip will lift slightly. So the straighter the leg, the more intense you'll feel it through the outer leg there. And then if you want to bend that, that's totally fine as well. And bring that leg through to center. We'll take both hands into the strap just for some extra support. I want you to draw just 3 circles in one direction. Very small, nothing too crazy. And then we'll reverse those circles back the other way. It's interesting how light the leg can feel opposed to sometimes how heavy your legs can feel. Bend that knee and then swap it over. Take your second leg up to the sky. Press your heel up. And then again, as you bring it towards your chest, maybe play around with that movement there. Last 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Take it across this time. Let that leg, let that hip lift up. You can definitely feel it on this side more than the other today, I think. Bring that leg back, find your center. Grab a hold with both hands, and we'll go 3 little circles. And then we'll reverse them. Beautiful. Pop the strap down, leg will come out. We'll take first leg or first side up into the hands. So grab a hold of the knee, maybe the shin, and just circle the hip here a couple of times and then reverse it back. You can let the pelvis rock about here. Take it straight to the other side. Finding some space through those hip sockets there. Reverse it back the other way. Beautiful. Give both knees a nice little hug. Curl yourself into a small ball. And release the head down. We'll take a full body stretch. Send the legs long, reach fingertips. Stretch yourself long, long, long. And let everything just settle here. We'll bend the knees. We'll take it over to the side. Just take a moment here on your side. Maybe closing down the eyes if that feels good for you. And when you're ready, pressing yourself all the way up to a seated position. crossing legs or maybe on your knees. Roll the shoulders back and down, and we'll take a big breath in, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, bring hands through heart center. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me know how you went. Leave me a little comment, and I will see you guys soon.